According to the ScoobyDooFandom.com, Scoobypedia, in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, it is revealed that the animals which can talk are descendants of the Anunnaki. Scooby-Doo is one of them. Those who are descendants have a longer lifespan than normal animals and have intelligence much more like that of a human.
What the fuck did we get
Also,
here?
if an Anunnaki were to be destroyed, its presence would be retroactively erased from history, with only the other Anunnaki and those close to them being the ones to remember the destroyed one.
Again, how the fuck did we get here?
Magic.
Well, it's funny you ask that. Welcome, everybody, to the Short and Throwable podcast. It is
Oh, wait.
a wonderful little podcast about short people throwing them and getting away with murder. None of those are necessarily related, but you know. Haha.
We basically got the name of this podcast off of a stupid joke.
Not stupid. It's amazing.
Yeah, in fact, it's the most important question of our generation. What fantasy race can best be described as short and throwable? And that, ladies, gentlemen, and anything in between, is what we're here to discuss today. Among other things. But yes, as Chase had described, this podcast was born of, I hate to say it, more than one talk about just... correct me if I'm wrong. We've told the story a few times, but one day on one of our many Discord calls. By the way, we are members of the Court of Crit. I am Riley, the DM of the Noctasia campaign.
I am Cass or Glitchy Honey. I play lore.
I'm Chase. I play everyone's least favorite angry elf who's constantly trying to kill people.
Hey, he's my
AKA
favorite.
Validus.
He's my favorite angry elf who's constantly trying to kill people.
Crazy conspiracy theorist Uncle Validus, yeah.
Crazy Uncle Validus, yeah.
Darren just trying to take over the kingdom. Everybody's trying to kill the princess, take over. Okay, Grandpa, go back to bed.
Yeah, everyone thinks Validus is like 200 years old. Man's not even 30 yet.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one to. I can't wait for everybody like in game to actually be like, "What do you mean you're 30? No, you aren't. Stop lying to us. You're at least like 60."
How have you gone through so much trauma and you're only 30?
Come on, you're already senile, okay?
You're already senile.
That's my secret, kids.
And-
I'm always traumatized.
Anyway, please continue
Me.
explaining how a stupid one-off joke has spiraled out of control
Right.
completely.
I'm almost certain this happened upon the release of Baldur's Gate 3. We were talking about like, hey, which character would we romance? Like between Lae'zel, Karlach,
And everyone else.
Goth Girl. That's all I remember her as. I think she's a half elf. Anyway,
I think you're talking about Shadowheart, but yes.
the Goth GF. Anyway, I have yet to play Baldur's Gate. I really need to get on that. And we were discussing, amongst all that, I was somehow, I don't remember quite how it happened.
You were checked out completely at about how you just jumped in randomly. And you were like, man, honestly, I want to romance someone who's short and throwable. And we all laughed at you for like 5 minutes straight.
Not at you, with you.
Yeah, I was just sitting there
Alright.
chilling. I was like, and I stand by this point. Yeah, I want a girl who's short, throwable, that I can toss over enemy lines and do a pincer attack. All right. Listen.
Best type of girlfriend is the one who will do pincer attacks
Yeah.
with you against demon lords.
Listen, fellas, listen. If your girl doesn't give you a tactical advantage, is she really wifey material? Really think about that for a minute.
There's some celebrity out there who, whenever she dates someone new, She makes her partner get helicopter flying lessons. In case the zombie apocalypse ever happens, she's in charge of guns, and they're in charge of flying the helicopter out.
Fucking
I forget
goals.
who, but yeah. Damn, I wish I was that rich.
Uh, but yeah. So yeah, one tiny joke has spiraled into serious discussions, and then that spiraled into where we are now.
That is the short version. We have talked the short and throwable tier list. The mainstay and most important part of this whole podcast has shifted from time to time. We thought originally we had like the perfect tier list, but man, I think we need to broaden our horizons beyond D&D. Even though that's where we're starting, of course. I mean, that's where all this nonsense began in the first place, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Listen, man. You're the one who wants to be thrown. Let me throw. I don't know. I have no idea where this is going anymore. But I said we have a quick brief rundown about what's going to be going on in this podcast. Obviously, this week's going to be a little different. We're actually going to spend most of the podcast actually going over who, in fact, of the 9 basic rules races that you would get. Basically, you sign up for a D&D Beyond account, and those are the options you have. We're going to rank those.
Player's Handbook.
Yeah, Player's
Player
Handbook.
races. Yeah.
Now, to be very clear, this is not any sort of attractiveness or like romanceability. No, this is purely how much viability do you have upon picking up, aiming, and throwing this fantasy race.
Yep, that's it. It's not about, as DM said, not about how it's not about like attractiveness or personality. It's literally about aerodynamics and utility for punting them. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this is.
I've actually been thinking about it, and I think, to be fair, I'm willing to. This is actually something I haven't brought up quite yet. A lot of the time during the discussion, a point would keep coming up of, yes, but they could throw you. Which really isn't technically a part of the question of are they short and throwable. But I feel like if, we're stuck between one tier and another, I feel like it's fair to include that as sort of like a half point system to maybe bump them up or down, depending.
I get what you mean. I like that. Like, hey, we're not sure where they go on this exactly, but they can throw you, so that bumps them up.
Yeah, because sometimes you're the one aiming your partner, and sometimes your partner's aiming you.
Exactly.
All relationships go both ways, like that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The aimed and the thrown.
Now, normally, and it's technically going to be a part of this episode as well, the tier list discussion will usually be at the end of the episode. To start, we're normally going to be discussing like our weeks and what we're up to, what we're playing, pretty much anything you want to talk about with your weeks, whether it be what games or
random
or
D&D.
Scooby-Doo can talk.
Yeah. Whether or not the mystery gang is in fact Polly.
They are. By the way, they are. Depending on the canon, it's official. Fred says so himself.
What? Wait, what? I don't remember that.
I forget which one, but it's one of the cartoon ones, not the live actions. Fred specifically says in like the first or second episode, you call me Fred unless we're dating, then it's Freddy. Every other character in the mystery gang throughout that show proceeds to call him Freddy and not Fred. AKA, only the people who are dating him can call him that. So, by Fred's own, admittance, they're dating. Including Scooby, but we don't think about that.
It's Airways. Let's leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
He's there for the mischief. Yeah.
Same. Anyway, good, you threw my brain off track. We were talking about, just whatever we want to talk about. I forget if it was, I think it might have been Chase who said this, of if you are, for some reason, a fan of the pre-session banter at the start of Noctasia episodes, this is the podcast for you. You better be ready for some of the most ridiculous, goofy, out-of-pocket nonsense you've ever heard in your life. It's not a matter of if, but when.
Yeah, and by the way, there is no like show here. No. This is just how we talk normally out of game. I'm not fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is at least 70% of like what our talks are like. Dead ass.
So, despite what you might already think of us, because of the Noctasia campaign, we will be getting crass. We'll be getting crude. I am a dude. Sorry, I had to keep rhyming. Anyway, it's going to be silly, so I hope you're ready for that. We will be talking about all manners of things. I think I've said that before. Get ready for a lot of D&D talk, because we all can't stop.
You can't shut the fuck up about D&D.
Mm-hmm. Prepare to hear about
Massive
Valdis
Sims our lives.
4 times a week. 3 of them being from this podcast. I mean that in a good way, obviously.
Yeah. So we're not doing the tier list first, right?
Nope. Because I want to get something. This episode might actually be a bit shorter than usual because it's not going to include all like the week stuff. Or secondly, after our weeks, I might bring up like, and anybody could actually bring anything they want to for this. Like during the week, if you spot a piece of news or have a certain topic you want to bring up and discuss. For instance, for this episode, think of this as like the news / topic section of the podcast. Probably not going to be as long as the weeks or the tier list discussion, but just for anything interesting we thought we might come up with over the week.
Fuck, I don't know. I don't watch the news. Not really, anyway.
Well, it's not like actual news. It could be like gaming news or D&D news. Like, you fucking hear about those losers at Wizard of the Coast who used AI to make fucking source
Fucking
books?
old news. Yeah, have y'all seen actually like all the fucking like third-party content coming out for on D&D Beyond? Dead ass, that shit's better than like 90% of like the content from like the last year. No bullshit.
I mean,
One of the newer released third-party stuff gives you like 400 plus monsters, so that's fucking really good.
Yeah, it's been said
My
1,000.
birthday was Trans Visibility Day.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot like that literally yesterday was your birthday.
I'm older.
And I'm older than all of you.
Gotta respect your elders, you know?
Yeah, I'm crumbling the dust as we speak.
I'm fucking still the goddamn youngest.
The only teenager in the group now.
Point and laugh at the guy who can't drink in America. Haha, point.
I also cannot drink in America, but
Anyway.
I could buy a gun though.
Hell yeah!
I mean, you're American.
No, Cass. You have
Isn't that like a fucking rite of passage?
Yeah, basically.
No, Cass. You got it wrong. Now you can legally bear arms. There's an important difference.
Roxanne is gonna go fucking crazy when she hears that.
Oh no, the audience doesn't know who
Oh,
Roxanne
now we're
is.
gonna explain Roxanne. Explain who fucking Roxanne is. We gotta.
All right, so in the home game, because if it hasn't been made obvious before now, actually, you get ready to hear a lot about the home game on this podcast. In the home game, there is the party works for like a quote unquote talent agency.
The mafia.
Yeah, they're the mafia. And one amongst the company they work for is this like back alley like doctor who
The doctor from Persona 5. Her.
yeah, kind of like
That's
that
Roxanne.
except actually no, some of the experiments she does is questionable. Anyway,
Unethical at best.
Roxanne it's not just that she does it as a pastime. No, girly fucking can't stop, literally cannot stop stapling animal parts to people. And the funny part is like it works.
Buddy D&D moment.
When they first met, Roxanne tried to get to talk to Cass's character, Sully, and was like,
You want bear claws or like the legs of a panther?
well, no, don't give her ideas now, first of all. But more important, but secondly, she's like, you know what, you look so soft and squishy and fragile. You know what you need right now? Gorilla arms.
You know, depending on the type of gorilla, it's not a horrible idea for Sully to take her up on it, honestly.
You arms of gorilla strength. They replace your actual arms, but you get like +4 strength.
Sometimes
Again,
I fucking
wouldn't be bad.
wonder. Sometimes I really fucking wonder why Henry keeps half of his fucking team of weirdos around.
Because they're his exes, and he feels bad getting rid of them.
That
And he
is
couldn't if
not-
he tried.
That is not the reason, but
So he could get rid of them if he tried, and they aren't his exes?
well, it's sort of like
I'm pretty sure Henry's boss fucking just likes to keep them around. You know, let the kids have fun, Henry.
well, how do I explain this without actually spoiling stuff for the home game?
That's our favorite game over here.
I'll just put it simply and say it's kind of a cacophony situation where like he didn't tell them to come to the mass, because a lot of them aren't even from Mastamara, right? The city the game takes place in. They just kind of followed him, and it's like, hey, you're my boss now.
Yeah, they're his exes who he can't get rid of.
The only one who he wants there is probably either Quill or Nirvana. That's it.
JoJo.
I forgot about JoJo.
Hey, he likes
And
to work it.
technically, JoJo doesn't even work for him.
Yeah, JoJo doesn't even work for him anymore. JoJo runs a fucking crazy ass circus.
Yeah, she just sticks around because she's the fucking therapist. Because goddamn,
Yeah.
y'all need therapy.
God, yeah. He dropped an island on our heads in it one time.
And I'll fucking do it again.
You almost did it twice.
And I'll do it a third time. So yeah, that's the home game. A very normal D&D campaign. I would say a lot calmer compared to Noctasia.
I would argue against that because what the fuck's going on recently? You know?
Hey, listen. Just because time is a little funky right now doesn't mean things aren't calm and reasonable. Okay?
Yeah, oh, and by the way, for the audience knowledge, the home game is taking place alongside the live play. It's like 4 months ahead because time's a bitch.
You know what's fucked? You know what's
What?
like really fucked right now? Technically speaking, they're in the same world, but technically speaking, they're not currently running on the same timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a I'm gonna. Can I explain the whole timeline fucking shenanigans?
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's gonna watch this.
So watch this be like our fucking most viewed video.
Oh
But yeah.
no.
But anyway, so essentially in our home game, we failed to stop a fucking island from crashing down. Kind of. That was the island situation, and we fucked up so bad that we had to go back in time to unfuck it. But because fate likes to fucking course correct, and there can only be one timeline, fate tried to drop the island again, and we stopped it. But we ended up in the fucking Feywild for a hot second, and now because we stopped.
The Feywild was entirely my fault. It was an unplanned journey.
Yeah, they unlock the secret chapter. Which, I hate to say it, they're in a place.
What happened?
You said they fell into the Feywild for a moment and then.
Oh, my internet just shattered so for a second. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, we fell into the Feywild for a bit, but we stopped the island though. So, with the timelines, so now there's two timelines, right? One where the island dropped, and one where it didn't. And I have no fucking idea which timeline the Alive play is gonna fall into once we reach that point in time where timelines split.
I mean, haven't we already reached the point where timelines split, actually, in the live play?
No, we're still 4 months behind.
What are they doing in the live play, then? Like, what are we doing in the home game, in the live game?
We're probably just beating up the big fucking robot thing in the Underdark.
Are we? Are we still in the Underdark? We
Yes.
got out.
You are still in the Underdark.
That took 3 months. 3 in-game months. We're down there for a long fucking time.
Yeah, well, okay. It was a month and a half for you guys, but because of time distortion from traveling too close to the
Another realm.
well, this world's version of the Shadowfell, time got a little funky. So for you, a month and a half passed. 3 months passed up above. So right now, I think you guys have met Noir.
Oh, fuck.
I think you're.
Noir needs his own episode. Fuck.
I think you guys are just meeting Tujok right now.
Good old Tujok.
From where you are in the live play.
Okay. I do think it's really funny, though, that Tesla basically said, yeah, I have to go do this mission over here in a different country. Let me just pick up this twink first.
Pick up this twink! Yeah. So fun fact about Tesla, again for the audience, is I'm more or less going to be
I'm being very careful with spoilers.
This is actually where I would kind of stop first.
Fair enough. Guys, let me pick up this twink.
So Tesla, Everly's not boyfriend, who left before the wedding, and
banished to the couch eating dino nuggies now,
and who supposedly killed Tilgrin the Ravenous. During the month the party was out after the wedding. Wait, no. Fuck. Sorry.
It would have been before the wedding, and then during the month where we were in our coma.
Right. The week before the wedding, I mean. Yeah, that's correct. The week before the wedding, Tesla went north to a secret place you haven't discovered yet. And got a friend. Who they then decided, let's go south, catch a boat. And then they went to the Eastern Sea, where shenanigans happened.
Once we fucking deal with Tesla for the final time, fucking Christ, he also needs his own episode.
I don't worry, that'll happen in game for Noctasia.
In game, yeah, the whole section is dedicated to Tez like sweating. What the fuck is going on?
There might need to be a one-shot explaining like what the fuck happened with Tesla and why he's here now.
Okay, can I make a
Wait,
suggestion
so
for
you're
it?
Tesla and you're Tesla. Is there anyone here who's not Tesla?
Meow.
Could I make a suggestion for the one shot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tesla gets out his crayons to describe what's happening, and that's the one shot.
He gets Everly. Everly, dearest Everly.
Are we gonna have a
I'm replacing you with a twink.
Are we gonna? So we had the fantabulous misadventures of the Night Dreamers or whatever you were called. Are we now gonna have the fantastical and absolutely true tales of the Violet Kings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be from Tesla's perspective, which would be really funny.
I don't even know how I'd run that one shot. Jesus Christ! All right.
We're all playing as like personality aspects of like Tesla.
Do you remember how in Celia's brain everyone was themselves, but like how she saw them? So I think Daisy talked in like a Hulk Hogan voice. Yeah, it's like that.
I remember that. Okay, no. You ever play like Disco Elysium? Yeah, that's what Tesla one shot is. We're just all feeding Tesla the worst ideas ever.
I'm gonna have to take a minute and think about this. Don't to the one person who watches Noctasia and also watches this, just maybe disregard all this. None of this is canon, or is it?
Or is it?
Yeah, there is a different timeline. I mean, who knows? In Noctasia, we could always blow up the world and severing the timeline completely.
Ah, fuck.
All right, time for timeline 3, everybody.
Timeline 3. Spindell really hates us for some reason. We don't know why.
Bell looks into the camera like The Office.
Yeah, speaking of like not canon shit, this fucking DM here like for half a year sat on the biggest lie, played us all for fucking fools. Cause okay, it's like before the campaign started, he told us the premise, you know, like we knew the wedding would happen and all that stuff. However, here's what this guy told us, right? He was like, hey, so listen, right? The princess might get captured by sky pirates. And to anyone who's seen the live play at all, that's fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the wedding in case for some reason you haven't seen that part yet. But fuck, it wasn't sky pirates, that's for sure. No. But what I fucking love is that you worked in the fucking sky pirates because Derringer hired them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the wedding, but I am gonna spoil that.
I'm not giving context though.
Listen,
hey, I mean,
at this point, all this stuff has happened. If you're watching this instead of watching our campaign, what's wrong with you? Why would you choose to watch this? Anyway, this is more or less as long as it's happened in game. It's free game here.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the best part. They were supposed to be there, but they weren't.
They were supposed to be there, but unfortunately, someone ate like Taco Bell the night prior and really didn't want to move. That's my headcanon as to why they were late.
I mean, to be fair, Taco Bell will do that to you.
Be it the toys or Taco Bell. Yeah, good fucking pulled the rug out from under us so hard I broke my neck.
Would you rather eat Taco Bell at midnight or get fat stacks of cash? Well,
I mean, right now, money. You can buy Taco Bell, right?
allegedly. No, the world has turned into that one episode of South Park where Taco Bell is illegal like KFC was.
Damn. Oh,
Never watched South Park, but amazing.
to fucking any of the audience who watching this or will watch this who thinks like that I'm a bad player because I'm playing Validus like an asshole. Validus is my meanest character to date. All my other characters have been complete sweethearts. From Daisy, this robot who literally just wants to like do housework and vibe. To Morton Fleck, a barbarian, a fucking half-elf barbarian who's a pirate, a high-sailing freelancer as he calls it, who also just wants to like help people and fight big monsters, right? And then you got Validus, this fucking jackass who can only think about two things: his own sadness and beating the fuck out of people.
Next episode, Derringer will knock that out of him.
Yeah, next up.
I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am for next session, man.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Validus.
And just you, Validus.
Just you.
You're the only one who
Validus.
wanted to kill my dog. That means you're dead.
Validus, give me the princess.
No.
Okay, Arthas was all for it too.
Arthas wasn't screaming it like, kill onion, like fucking Validus was.
True.
Yes! Kill! Fucking love that. Fucking Jeopardy
yes!
meme. Or Family
Kill!
Feud.
Yeah, Family Feud, Steve Harvey, yeah. Yes! Kill! That's how Val's responds to every problem. It's only failed him one time. But, you know, his dad. But like, because, like, anyway, back to your fucking grandiose lie, right?
Can I interject real quick? I don't think we ever finished explaining the rules for the podcast, actually.
Oh, fuck!
Well, okay. Well, let's talk. You can finish your thing about the lie, and then we'll finish with the rules. Because there is actually an important one to talk about.
I did not expect Validus to fucking, like, cry or have mental breakdowns at all in this campaign yet, because I built him in mind of, you know, Anastasia would get kidnapped by the Sky Pirates. So
Yeah.
he was supposed to be like super stoic for a long time. And anyone who's seen about 5 minutes of the live play knows that Validus really cares for Anastasia a lot. So he's just vulnerable now all the time because she's always around.
Yeah. I actually did try to tell you. Like, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I was like, Chase, I gotta tell him. I gotta tell everybody the secret. I gotta tell I gotta tell everybody the spoilers. And you're like, no, don't you fucking dare tell them. I'll kill you.
Anyway, sorry for like the several rants. Please,
Yeah, it's all right.
Finish the rules.
No, that's what this podcast is for. For goofy out of pocket nonsense. Now, speaking of goofy out of pocket nonsense, let's talk about the stuff we're not going to talk about. At least, not most of the time. So, to anybody who's watched the first session of Noctasia, and yes, I'm aware that people might call me on this because, you know, the UDF exists. But I'm going to maintain the stance that Noctasia and any other broadcasted D&D sessions are non-political, or if they are not meant for, at least not like modern day political. You know, we're not going to be talking about the election or healthcare or whatever current day topics there are to discuss. That's not the purpose of those D&D campaigns. It's a place for people to fucking come in, fucking chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And laugh at
Come in. Yeah. come in, enjoy a good story, watch Val just cry in the corner hysterically for the third time this week.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
mhm. But the same rule, it's not quite the same for this podcast. That is not to say that this will become a political podcast. We're not going to be doing fucking play-by-play fucking election coverages. We're not, fuck that shit. We're not doing that.
I
However,
think I would literally cry all the time if we did.
mhm. However, I would prefer if, I mean, if there's some, okay, this is the specific rule. We are not going to get political unless the three hosts and potentially whatever guests we invite discuss or discuss about having this topic on the podcast beforehand, right? I don't know what the topics could be. I don't have any specific examples, and I don't want to make any specific examples because they're like, "Oh, you support that thing or that thing?" No, knock it off. Don't be stupid. But Chase, Cass, if you ever have anything you think might be too political, you bring it to me. We'll all talk about it. We'll discuss if we want to bring it up during the podcast, and if we're all comfortable with discussing it, we'll talk about it here. Sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's about it. Now back to digging balls.
Digging balls.
Was there any other rules that were, or anything else for this podcast? No, we talk about our weeks. We talk about news and other topics. And then, oh yeah, there is one little thing about this podcast that we need to discuss. The short and throwable tier list.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about how the short and throwable tier list works, shall we?
Let's get into the good shit.
So, we have 3 tiers. No, we have actually. Sorry, there is way more than 3 tiers. There, from top to bottom, top of the chart, we have S rank. Anything in S rank, fucking tiny, like 3 foot or less, and they will soar through the air when you throw them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the premium in short and throwable. A tier, pretty good. You can pick them up pretty easy. You toss them, they get some good distance. Not good as good as S tier, but you could certainly have much worse, right? B tier is when you start sacrificing, right? Where they might not be short, but they might be throwable, or they might be throwable, but they're not short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have C tier, where they're kind of like middling to almost bordering on not short and throwable, right?
Water up my nose. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, sick nasty.
God.
I drank wrong. I'm okay.
There's
Silicone straws. They'll get you.
welcome to the Short and Throwable podcast, everybody. It's a madhouse here.
Also all over my glasses. Anyway, yep.
Someone say madness.
Silence you. There's D rank, which is like they are neither short nor throwable, but like you'll give them a chance, right? Maybe you could toss them a few feet, right? And then, most importantly, at the bottom of the tier list is the cannot/will not tier. These are for those that no average person could even hope to lift or throw the creature, right? Or more importantly, if you yourself, and usually we have to have near human, we have to generally agree on what the tier is, but if we all agree, I don't know, slime girl, let's say, for hypothetically, we all said, yeah, I don't want to even touch a slime girl. They sound gross, and also they'll eat my hands. They would go in the cannot, will not tier. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, how about we get started with the short and throwable tier list, everybody? Let's go!
So fucking hype. Sounds so hyped.
Yeah, yeah, baby, let's go! All right. As said before, we're starting with the Player's Handbook starting races. That includes human, halfling, half-orc, half-elf, dwarf, dragonborn, tiefling, elf, and, did I say gnome already? If not,
No.
then gnome. Let's get started, shall we? With humans. The most bog standard of races, because, you know, that's what we are. What are your thoughts?
No higher than C tier.
Yeah, C tier. They're definitely like just C tier.
Mm.
Like
also-
middle or low C tier even, you know?
I think we should also specify we're going with the absolute most average possible, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously there's an acceptance where some people are going to be more throwable than other people, and less throwable than other people. But if we're going for the basic, your average Joe, they're not very throwable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, if we are talking about variance, right? I feel like humans actually have like some of the highest like variance amongst any of the D&D races.
We do come in all different
Yeah.
shapes and sizes after all.
Exactly.
So I feel like somebody could get very short and very throwable, but like I feel like you're right, they would be the outlier.
Yeah. And I feel like we have to have some sort of consistency with it, at least a little, you know? Because it's going to be really hard to throw a bodybuilder. Oh, also, we have to find an age range. Because it's real easy to throw an infant.
I say like young adults, whatever that might be for the species.
So we can start throwing babies. Everyone's S tier, yay!
Yeah.
How far can you chuck a baby?
Tieflings get double S, right? Because they have handles.
Ooh, true. True.
Don't worry though, we're not talking about that yet. So,
Works like a boomerang.
it's coming back to me. Okay, so we're thinking C tier.
Yeah, C tier.
C tier
Yeah.
it is.
Because
Good jumping off point.
I feel like, again, they're the most average, too. Which, yeah, C tier.
Let me mark that down in my notes. Humans, C tier. All right. Next up is half elf.
I think I
Elves
also
are
go in C
humans
tier.
with pointy ears. They're
Yeah.
not normally much taller than humans, so I feel like they're also C tier. Although they are slightly more aerodynamic.
They are.
Put them above humans.
Should we make an E tier? Just for more variance in the tiers.
We skip straight to F tier for like the fucking worst to be thrown.
Well, that's what probably, like, you know, can't and won't.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so back to half elves. Are we thinking C or B?
Put them in high C.
High C.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would say like generally half elves would be at least on average, like slightly lighter than humans, right?
True. Yeah.
All right. Now here's where things get real spicy. Half orcs,
D tier.
D tier.
D tier.
Mm.
They're bigger. They weigh more. They're like bulkier. You know, D tier. They
I would
also
have to
probably
agree with D tier.
they also by and large probably don't want to be thrown.
Because I feel
at
like,
all.
I know we're not putting this race, but orcs, I feel like they're too heavy to be thrown. But half orcs are more human than just orcs, so I feel like they could be. It would just suck to throw them.
Yeah,
Like,
it'd be like throwing like a really heavy snow, but theoretically you could throw him. You know.
Yeah, and obviously, if it wasn't obvious, half orcs are absolutely the first of many to have the coveted title of "can throw you."
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I could bump them up to C tier, honestly, though. That
I mean, high D or like very low C. You know.
yeah.
I'm gonna say D tier because we need to set like a benchmark, you know.
Yeah.
True. Fair.
All right. Now here's where things get interesting.
You said that last time.
Oh yeah,
Getting more interesting now.
yeah. I'll say it again. Just watch me, bozo. Halflings. They're short. By their very name, they are short.
S tier, right? They're short, they're puntable, and because halflings are naturally lucky, they have a lot more accuracy. You know.
Okay.
Would also say A tier? Is A tier an option or is it B tier? I don't know.
A tier is
Anyway.
an option. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like A tier would be optional too, because halflings are bigger than some other races for optimal throwing. Right?
Hmm.
Like gnomes. I feel like gnomes are S tier because they're just tiny. Versus.
Here's the thing. Look, if gnomes, right? Once you kick them, they're just gone. They're
Yeah.
not coming back.
Yeah.
They're
Perfect.
in orbit.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect throwable. Perfectly throwable. Very short. But we're not talking about
And-
gnomes. I have a
feel like-
counterpoint about halflings.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If we're going with like canon, I'm pretty sure this is like. I'm not sure how canon this is, but as far as I'm concerned, this is real. The halfling's feet makes them non-aerodynamic.
I agree, that's another reason for them not to be S tier. Actually, yeah.
Give them A tier then. Yeah.
Like they're short, they're very light, they're very throwable, but like
Very accurate too. Remember, they aren't naturally lucky creatures, so you can aim them pretty fucking good.
Ooh, true.
Hmm.
I
Well-
feel like I was going to suggest I'm going to B tier, honestly.
I'll put them in
But-
like A tier.
A
Yeah.
tier.
I think
Yeah.
with the lucky especially because, that can, you can do better at
Even
throwing
like,
them.
even like if your aim is off, because they're lucky, you still might hit what you're aiming at. You know.
Yeah.
Now then. Dwarf.
B tier.
B tier.
They can weigh as much or slightly more than humans, but they are like a foot or two shorter.
They
On
are
average.
typically more round as well.
They are ball shaped.
So they will bounce when thrown.
They will bounce.
Y'all aren't ready for some of the discussions we're gonna have about these both the playable races, the monsters. Oh my god, you should have fucking heard the discussion we had about harpies. It was fucking insanity.
I would argue with dwarves though, they aren't aerodynamic even though they're ball shaped. They're more square shaped. Cubed.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I also feel like all the hair, like the beards and stuff like that, would weigh them down too.
Well, okay,
Or
They
Like-
also tend to have a lot of metal on them, which would be harder to throw.
or what if? Hear me out. The dwarf in midair could use their beard or hair, whatever they have depending on their gender, and they use it like a fucking like parachute, get extra distance.
Yeah. Also, dwarves are hardy, so you can throw them multiple times in like quick succession. You know?
I like the way you think. I feel like you could also double up. You know, like a double jump.
Explain. Double jump.
You
Explain.
hand one dwarf to another dwarf. You throw the dwarf holding the dwarf, and then mid-air, mid-throw, that dwarf throws the other dwarf. Double
Why?
distance.
Why that? Like with dwarves specifically?
Why that dwarf specifically? Because then they're in the air, so they're already
No.
chucking.
Like, why do only dwarves get to like double jump?
Rock and stone.
Hardiness, and they're drunk enough to accept the thought of it. Typically.
Yeah, that's actually a
I
good
will-
point.
I will accept that answer.
Yeah, see, and that's why they're bouncy, because they got all that liquid bread in them. Makes them soft.
You can convince a drunk person to do a lot. All right.
I'm
Drink
not
a
gonna
gallon of
lie.
milk. Go ahead.
You guys have kind of convinced me. I feel like dwarves should go into A tier, like low A tier.
Yeah, low A tier, like at least very high B.
Between the double jumps, the beard parachutes, and the bounce, I feel like they gotta go A tier. Okay, all agreed.
I'll agree.
Agreed.
All right, cool. Now let me mark that down in my notes. A tier. All right. Now, I don't actually know where this one should go, personally. We've had discussions about this before, and it really varies depending on the kind of Dragonborn we're talking about, right?
Yeah, so do we like lump all Dragonborn in together, like just as the species?
Because I know there are some winged Dragonborn.
Yeah, gem Dragonborns can get wings.
I feel like wings is such a huge advantage. You can't put them, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can't classify them with non-winged.
Well, fucking dwarves can like use their beard as a parachute. Why the fuck can't Dragonborn use their goddamn wings?
because they don't have
half
them.
of them don't have wings. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you have to classify
So, okay,
Dragonborn separately.
gem Dragonborns have wings, correct?
Yeah.
Do metallic Dragonborn have wings?
I would also
No.
like to ask, we're doing specifically player handbook races.
Yeah, that's what I was
True.
gonna say.
Fuck.
Because I think Player's Handbook only has chromatic Dragonborn.
Fuck. Put them in D tier then. They're like they weigh Dragonborn weigh a lot. They weigh like where the fuck does it say? I don't know where. I remember like reading something where like a 10-year like a Dragonborn can weigh like they average almost 250 pounds and well over 6 feet tall. They're big motherfuckers on average.
Not short at all.
Not short.
And not throwable.
Put them in D tier.
Yeah, I agree with D tier, but here's my reasoning, right? I would almost be tempted to put them in cannot throw, except for the fact that their scales make excellent grips.
And make them aerodynamic. They are pretty aerodynamic.
They are modeled after dragons who do fly.
So I feel like that alone keeps them out of cannot, will not. All right, D
Yeah.
tier. All right. Now, if we were doing a popularity tier or a data like romanceability tier list, here's the S tier: tieflings.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna say maybe high C tier because
No, I'm going at
Handles.
least B tier because handles and boomerang. Remember?
I'm going
Right.
A tier because you gotta remember
Eight.
double handles, horns and tail.
Fuck.
True. True,
You
and
can
if
get
they're okay with it, you could even whip them around by their
Mhm.
tail like a lasso. and throw
Super
them that
Mario
way.
64 style, you know?
What's that weapon where you put like a stone in it and you throw it?
A sling.
Sling.
Is it a sling? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure, that one. You could throw them like that too, and just let go of the tail, get extra distance.
And bonus points. Not only can you throw them, they also have the bonus point of not that they can throw you, but you could put like a sling, right? Like a big rubber band between their horns, and use that to launch small objects at your enemies.
Or smaller races.
That too. Do we gotta put them in S tier?
No, I think that
put
they're
them in
too big to be S tier. I think they're just too heavy.
I think they're B. I think they're like top B tier, low A tier.
Yeah, I think they're definitely somewhere in there.
I say low A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Congratulations, Tieflings.
No,
Wait.
I would actually argue a high B tier because feral tieflings would be high
That's
A
not-
tier.
That's not player's handbook though.
No, but it's a comparison.
Yeah, I think we could actually do. We're not tiering them based on that, but we can use them as comparison points. Yeah, I think that's actually a good point with the feral tieflings. Like top of B tier for tieflings, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Damn it. Damn, tieflings were a strong fucking contender. All right, and speaking of strong contenders, elves.
Ah,
They are
They
not
have to be
short.
above C tier because they're more aerodynamic and lighter than humans.
They are extremely throwable. Just ask dwarves, you know?
Yeah.
They-
They might be a bit hard to get a grip on to throw, but you also could toss them like a spear potentially.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you want to go like throw Validus?
Listen, elves are known for being slippery. They make excellent rogues and rangers.
Also, you chose the outlier. We're
I
talking
did
about the
choose the
average
outlier.
here.
I know. I was fucking with you. I want to say C, like high C tier, because is it enough?
Also, Chase, to be clear,
Yeah.
to be fair, Conquest did throw Validus, so, you know.
He threw Validus through the ground.
yeah, he did.
But again, like I feel like elves you could throw 'em like a spear. Maybe not like a ball, but they're like pointy.
Throw like a javelin. Yeah, the point. I want to say like high C tier, honestly.
I'm okay with that. Absolutely.
Argue B tier, low B tier.
All right, here's my counter argument. They do not have the can throw you title or trait or whatever we call it.
Yeah.
True, elves cannot throw you.
They can barely throw a spear. Wait,
True.
does that mean elves like birds have hollow bones?
Ooh, that would bump them up for sure. I would say that they don't though because they don't take extra injury easy.
Yeah.
Well, neither do
And-
Kenku.
No, but Kenku also do not have hollow bones. I don't. Can Kenku fly? That's aside the point. But can they?
Kenku, no.
I thought they were like penguins. Yeah. So they can't fly either. They don't have hollow bones. But I feel like hollow bones would be especially breakable.
Which would
is
put
why you
a.
have to be really gentle with birds.
I say C tier.
Yeah, high C tier though. They're above humans.
Acceptable.
All right. Well, it's been an interesting list so far.
Last one, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got gnomes still.
I would like to introduce to the tier list the easiest S rank that has ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already made the argument for them, Chase. If you take a gnome, you toss them up a little, and then just fucking football kick them into the sun, they're never coming back. Or, better yet, if you get the angle just right, you can kick them so hard that they will circle around the planet, and then you can catch them and play catch with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree, S tier.
Yeah. Easy S tier.
All right.
What are we looking at so far? The stats.
All right. Our the most popular tier, probably understandably because it'd be the average, is C tier. With D and A actually coming in second place. Obviously, there's not many results on the tier list just yet, but honestly, I think it's coming along pretty well. And this is just with the players' handbook races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, thus begins the journey of the Short and Throwable podcast to create the definitive Short and Throwable tier list. Mark my words, this will be done one way or another. Or we'll probably die trying.
Probably die trying.
At least we'll die doing what we loved.
Yeah.
But anyway,
True.
thanks for listening to this fucking crock of nonsense. We have been the Short and Throwable podcast, episode 01. We'll figure it out. Yeah, episode 1. Don't worry, it will get longer from here. This was just kind of like the test pilot episode sort of thing.
Yeah.
But with that, I have been Riley, the DM.
And I have been Cats. Will that continue? We'll see.
I am still Chase, the Validus player.
Despite everything, you're still Chase.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been the Short and Throwable podcast. Go tip a donkey. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.